Hello, my friends. I thought I would pop in and say hello because I haven't been around much in the last month or so because of the holidays, grandkids visiting, and now my husband and I are remodeling our kitchen. And we're doing the work ourselves, and it's going kind of slow because we're old. I'm 71, he's 78, but he was a contractor, so he's able to do all this stuff, and I'm a good helper. So, but today we took the day off. He's golfing, and I thought I would paint a little bit because I haven't done that in a long time. So I'm just going to be working on this little 8 by 8 inch canvas, but I want to show you something first. I am using a level 2 from Michaels. Michaels is not carrying these anymore. I hope they're still online. I haven't bought any in a while, but I really like level 2 as opposed to these, what do they call them, value pack ones that are stapled. They're good quality, those level 2, they really are. And they do come a little rough, so I generally give them a quick light sanding with a piece of brown paper bag, and that works really well. And you get a nice smooth surface to work on. That's that. Now, when I'm done with it, depending how it turns out, if it's good, I'm going to put it in this frame. This is from Michaels, also a 9 by 9 inch shadow box frame. It's got glass, and I really like the way those little 8 by 8s look in there. I'm going to show you a couple of examples. Now, you can leave the glass on or without glass. And here's one with glass, and it just dresses up that humble little canvas so well. I think it's quite nice. I love this particular one too. I did it long ago before I had a channel. Now there's the talk about paintings need to breathe, and you shouldn't put them behind glass, but that's not really an issue with acrylic paints. It's more for oil paint. And this is not touching the glass anyway. There's a good 1/4 inch between the canvas and the glass. But acrylic paint is basically plastic, and it dries and creates a protective film on it. And then we also put a varnish on top of that generally, so it's really protected. It's not a problem. If you had a very humid environment, possibly you might have an issue with condensation buildup behind the glass, and then you'd have a problem. But as I said, I've had this 6-7 years without any issues. But you don't have to use the glass if you are concerned about that at all. And this one is without the glass. I just put a shiny top coat on here. And this one is fine as well. So, oh, and one other thing. They all come with this same color, kind of a neutral color fabric backing. And if that works with your colors, fine. But if not, I will generally back the fabric with a piece of cardstock, poster board, either in white or, in the case of this other one, I used black. And it just gives a nice frame within a frame, I think. That looks good. So, oh man, you should see this whole room is a disaster. I've got so much stuff stored in here from the kitchen. And I know any of you that have been through a remodel, you know what I'm going through. It's stressful, but it's going to be so worth it. It'll be great. So, I think that's it. Let me switch the camera up and I'll get down to the tabletop here, explain my colors, and we'll get to work. Okie dokie. Now my colors today. Well, first let me tell you about my medium. I don't know what it is. This cup was on my shelf with plastic wrap over it from I don't know how long ago. It smelled like glue, so I'm thinking it's probably 75% glue, 25% water. But when I do a flip cup, and I'm going to add silicone to a couple of the colors, I've found that having some Liquitex pouring medium or GAC product in with the glue, it helps form better cells. So I just squirted in a good amount of that as well. So I really don't know what it is. I don't know how this will turn out, but I have enough to do another one if it works. So my colors are orange. I'm using all Artist Loft. Brilliant red, raw umber, no, bronze, raw umber, and copper. Can you see those? Yes. All right, I'm just going to add 1 drop of silicone to 2 of the colors. 1 drop to the red, and 1 drop to the raw umber. I'm going to stir it in really well. I should have changed my clothes. I just came from a meeting this morning, a board meeting at the gallery, and I should put on some paint clothes, but I was so anxious to paint while I had the opportunity that I didn't do it. So this is just a tiny little canvas, 8 by 8, as I said, so 4 ounces of paint is plenty. I probably have more than, well, I have about 4 here. So this is just a 5-ounce cup, and I'm just doing a flip cup. I think I'll do all the colors. I'm not going to worry about scraping out because, as I said, I have plenty of paint for this little canvas. So here's the red that's got some silicone in it. This is copper. No, bronze. Raw umber with silicone. I did, when I mixed it 2 parts medium to 1 part paint, and then I did have to add water to thin because some of these paints were pretty thick. And copper. I still like my flip cup recipe to be a little on the thick side because I think it helps hold the shape of the cells better if it's a little thicker. It's tricky because it has to be thin enough so the cells can form, can come up, but thick enough that they retain a nice shape. The shape I prefer to get anyway. So here we go. And I always tape the back of my paintings. I try to always remember to do that. If I'm frame it in that frame I showed you, nobody's going to see it, but I will know. It's better. And if I decide not to frame it, I always like to have as neat a back as I can. It's not, required. It's just what I like. Okay. Oh, I wonder if hopefully my torch has got some juice in it. I haven't used it in quite some time. But here we go. Ooh-wee. Oh, there's some nice cells already. These are actually quite similar in color to that one I showed you with the glass, isn't it? I don't know what colors I used there. I think I had some yellow in there and black, but this is similar. All right, I'm going to hit it with a torch first before I tilt. I didn't put any kind of a base coat down. People ask why or if I do, and I usually don't. I will always tell you if I do. Of course, I use one for Dutch pour and when it's required, but not for flip cups or swipes generally. But I am going to go very slowly, tilting around. Look at those pretty cells. If I had a flow extender, I would apply that around the edge, but I don't have any currently, so No can do. Oh gosh, it's kind of pretty. Let me see if I can scrape any more paint off just to help help the flow a bit. This will get rolled over, so it won't be seen. So it doesn't matter what color you put as your flow extender. What I do is scrape up my drippings after I do a painting, mix them all together, and use that for a flow extender generally. I save those. So very little goes to waste. But as I said, I don't have any. And I'll save that. Okay, boring, sorry. All right, now resume tilting. I would love to know how I got that kind of flip look to the one I did so many years ago. I wasn't at that time dragging the cup through the design, so it wasn't that. It's just really odd how that happened, but I really liked the look of it. All right, I'm looking where the weight of the paint is. I don't know if this is if it's frame worthy. Time will tell. It might be if I end up embellishing it. Yeah, my cells got a little wonky. I have a really good recipe for nicely shaped cells, but this one, as I said, I was kind of guessing what was in that medium, and it has been sitting around for months, so who knows? May have deteriorated somewhat, but it's not bad. It's kind of autumn looking. Goes nicely with my sweater. I got this sweater at a vintage shop in Burbank, I think. And everything, and it was from, everything was from movies, Hollywood movies and things that were worn, you know. And this is a Halston sweater. I don't know who wore it in what, but I love it. And it was only $5. Everything was $5. I can't remember the name of the place, or I would be happy to share with you. Anyway, I think I'll hit it with a torch one more time. Okay, ooh, good. Some little cute ones in that negative space. Sometimes I just want cells. I think they're so fun. So, I just don't like that shape right there. I'm going to have to embellish this in some way and cover that up. You'll see it when I bring you in for a closer look. It was kind of a nasty looking shape. Yeah, that's got to go. So, if I don't hose this thing off, I'll let it dry and paint right over that with something. So, there we go. Thanks for watching, my friends. Nice to see you all. And I'll be back, at least a couple times a month during this remodel business. See you later. Thanks for watching.